episode.
Have a seat. Sit down. Put your feet up.
Yeah. Hey, whoa. Put your feet down. Who told you to put your feet up?
Okay. We're not trying. We're not into feet like that, bro.
Damn,
Yeah,
son.
I didn't think you would take us seriously.
Some people got a little too excited.
Okay. Anyway, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cooligans.
It's the Cooligans, buddy.
Yo, and that voice you're hearing is going to be in the new 21 Savage biopic.
Is that true?
You didn't see the
No,
trailer?
I didn't see the video.
It's what's his name? Donald Glover.
Yeah, Donald Glover's playing
he's
21
playing
Savage.
21 Savage, but there's a scene in it where because 21 Savage was on what was Dan's show?
Highly questionable.
Highly questionable.
I
He was
forgot
on an
about
episode, and they did like a reenactment of that show. So they have an actor play Poppy, they have an actor play Bomani Jones, and they have an actor play Dan Le Batard. And the guy who plays Dan Le Batard is peak. They were like, we need the most stereotypical Cuban guy we could ever find.
Just some guy walking in going, one time a minute, like, you got it.
Nailed it. What? We've never seen an audition like this before.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I said, hey, and just walk in.
I just got to pull it up. I can't believe you haven't seen this, but it's just pretty remarkable. I'm sure Juju tweeted it like 4,000 times.
It's the new profile picture on the.
Oh,
the
is that
what that guy is?
Twitter
Yeah,
account.
yeah. There it is. We're looking at it right
That's
now.
supposed to be Dan Le Batard?
I think Bo has the strongest gripe out of anyone. They're just like, yo, go find a black guy. It doesn't matter who it is.
I mean,
Yeah,
let's be
yeah.
honest. For this, I mean, this guy looks more Guatemalan than he does Cuban, bro.
This is a strong. Yeah, I mean, look, why can't a
don't even think
Guatemalan guy get an opportunity in Miami?
Bro, I mean, it's about damn time, as far as I'm concerned. And second of all, I don't think Dan's ever dressed this way. Is this how he dressed in that interview?
I don't know.
He would dress a little nicer.
We gotta
on
find
highly
the. I
questionable,
mean, he's
but-
definitely he's showing a lot of chest. So yeah, but I gotta find the picture of all three. It's somewhere. It'll pop up in a second. But just no, you love to see. And shout out to Dan who dressed like the actor in the on the show the other day. But yeah, pretty great. So very, very exciting stuff. So shout out to to 21 Savage and Don Glover showing some
Sir 21 Savage, thank you. Have some respect.
apologies.
Yeah, he's been knighted by the king.
But no, giving Metalog Media some love. You gotta appreciate it.
Yeah, hey, we're getting everywhere.
Okay. So a lot to go over today. Obviously, we'll just a quick
By the way,
rundown.
you're Christian, I'm Alexis. There you go.
Nah, bro, never heard of those guys.
Played by random fat guy and the lightest skinned black guy we could find.
Who would play? Let's do because they do this on every show. Who would play us in the
True.
biopic
Good
of the
question.
Cooligans?
Good question.
Come on, let's just get it out of the way because everybody's curious.
I'd probably get that guy from Lost.
The guy, the fat
the
guy
big-
from
with the
Love
big curly hair?
with the big
Yeah.
curly hair. Okay.
Because Horatio Sands got canceled, so we ain't talking about him no more.
I was gonna say Dan could probably play.
Really?
Dan Le Batard.
Someone
could-
have to remind him who I am.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there, folks. Just like my dad, we'll get there.
For me, I mean, I have a lot of.
You have like 95,000 people.
lookalikes.
Although Tiger Woods not anymore, bro. He got the big shoulders. His age has really hit his face.
Tiger Woods. His age.
You were skinnier, Tiger Woods.
He's aging much more poorly than I am.
Yeah, big
okay?
dog, big dog. You
Big
ain't
dog.
big dog.
I mean, he's still part of the culture.
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
big
yeah,
dog.
yeah.
All right, when you get memed, that's a pretty
But
good
the
sign.
big dog era, that meme era, that's not you.
That's
He
not-
got the slanted shoulders.
I don't know. I mean, look, as far as there's a lot of people who generally look like me.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've gotten Alex Rodriguez. I've gotten Bruno Mars.
Nani is the one I would pick.
But this is the actor. Nani's going to act
Yes.
as me.
Yes.
Is that really who we
Make
want?
a terrible. I got Dan Le Batard, dog. Do you think that guy's ever acted once?
Okay. He acts like he knows us.
No.
He was actually on Ballers. I don't know if you know this.
Was
on an
he?
episode
Oh,
of Ballers.
so-
Oh yeah, when standing there as The Rock spoke to him. Jeez, well, can we get the Golden Globe? Joe Coy, give him a Golden Globe.
What's
you ain't
the
doing
end
nothing
game
else.
here, Spence?
Okay. So, I mean, we got a couple options.
Yeah.
That's all. All right. Okay. Today, As always, make sure you subscribe to the Cooligans podcast. Subscribe on YouTube. Shout out. The numbers are just going up and up for these YouTube subscribers. So thank you to all the new folks joining us on this journey in trying to get our boss to acknowledge our existence.
Yeah, never gonna happen. Hold on, never gonna happen.
So let's start today. Well, you know what? Because look, there are a couple things. Jadon Sancho is back, baby, and we're going to talk some Carabao Cup, some NWSL, MLS stuff as well, and we're going to round it out with Type 5.
Type 5 is back. Yeah, but
Type
first,
5. Yeah, but first, let's go.
Manchester
Type 5. Wasn't that your nickname in high school?
Oh boy. Okay. Who's gonna play the high school version of me? We gotta really think about.
You're gonna have to have a lot of range. You gotta go band, IT class, no sex scenes,
dude. Yeah, definitely. You gotta. Yeah, you don't need to worry about that.
And
also, I also did swing class in high school. I'm a proper swing dancer. Everybody, don't.
when you say swing, do you mean like real swing or like you get it swing?
No.
Swing.
I thought you were gonna say I thought you were gonna say I share my wife. No.
Yeah. Swing class. There's just a bowl of keys in the front of the class.
one pineapple in the middle.
An upside down pineapple. Okay. All right. Why's everyone got cold sores in this class?
No, swing like bop, 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 like swing.
This is
Bro, that was shout out to my so it was my math teacher, my chemistry teacher that taught the swing class. It was an elective.
Does not surprise.
Did it for 2 years. So shout out Miss Phillips. Shout out Miss Phillips. She was her and Mr. Oh man, what's his name? It starts with an M. Morgan something. Morgano. Mr. Morgano.
No,
shout out the people at Global Studies. Y'all remember Morgano and Phillips.
Damn.
Weirdly enough, and also, I mean, just a little peek behind the curtain. The two teachers used to date. They used to date.
You're spilling the tea on this school, Chris.
Wow.
And then it ended amicably. They're still friends. But
You sure about that?
I know this, bro.
But it was like a thing. We all talked about it in school. I'm like, y'all, you think Mr. Morgano, Miss Phillips looking up?
Smash right now.
No, that happened in my school. There were some controversies. I'm not going to get into the details.
Really?
But there were
Yeah.
some teacher administrator controversies at my high school.
Ooh.
Okay, well, you know.
Crazy.
My school was full of nuns, bro. Called so because they ain't getting none.
They're the real freaks, bro.
Yeah. Oh, and they was getting down, bro.
Okay.
Down with the Lord, thank you.
Anyways.
Okay.
First piece of news. I'm not sure if you guys saw. Jadon Sancho is back at Borussia Dortmund. And I guess the biggest question to talk about is, will Sancho prove Erik ten Hag wrong now that he's back at Borussia Dortmund? It clearly didn't go that well for him at Manchester United. Was it his fault? Was it the coaching? Was it just the club atmosphere? What do you guys think?
Yeah, this is look. We have to start by looking at the Borussia Dortmund Instagram because they were
AKA the Jadon Sancho Instagram now.
okay, because Jadon Sancho actually deactivated his Instagram for a couple months now, and he's just like, I don't want to deal with all this mess, and but now he turned it back on, and Borussia Dortmund are capitalizing. Right now we're looking at Jadon Sancho reconnecting with his
Back in the locker room.
old teammates, but the way he's hugging Marco Royce, there's something to seeing this young man happy. We haven't seen him in a good mood in months.
Who, Marco Royce? Because he's really excited to see Jadon Sancho.
No, bro, they're just happy to look. Obviously, Jadon Sancho is happy to be just playing football again, or foosball, as they say out there.
We'll see. I mean, he got to get on the pitch because he is hugging someone else in Gio Reyna, who's
That's
like,
right.
yeah, what's up? What's up? Welcome. This is my house now.
Okay,
Even though I get zero playing time.
things are a little bit different nowadays.
Yeah, you wasn't around when I got here.
No, interestingly enough, I saw this. Gio Reyna is switching agents. switching agencies. He is Jorge Mendes. Remember? So he's the Mendes was the guy who got all the Portuguese dudes at Wolves.
Jorge Mendes. Jorge.
Wow, whatever. Jorge.
You made him a Latino, bro. He's Portuguese.
Apologies. But he is, so I believe he is switching agencies to try to get a transfer. I think he wants to get out of Dortmund this.
So he left Jorge Mendes.
No, he's
signed with.
Yeah, he
Jorge
left
Mendes.
some other agency.
I guess he's going to Wolves.
I was about to say, my guy was like, what about Wolves?
Yeah.
Or Nottingham Forest, actually.
Okay.
So you know the bond with Jorge Mendes and what is Nuno Espiritu Santo?
Yeah.
I mean, they have that bond. So, he might be going Nottingham Forest. There's 2 Americans on Nottingham Forest then.
Okay. Wait, who's the second? Matt Turner and
then it would be Gio Reyna.
Oh, I thought you said that they're ready to. No. Okay. All right. So look, this is the bigger question. Jadon Sancho, what is the future of his not only his career but his career at Manchester United? Could he have a good impression in Dortmund and therefore come back to Manchester United? Is it even a possibility that Erik ten Hag could welcome him back in good graces?
Do you even care if he goes back to Manchester United?
I do care if he goes back to Manchester United.
I care more about Erik. I care more about Jadon getting back to his old self and proving that he was the footballer that Manchester United bought in 2021. That it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't, it was locked down, or it wasn't because he was in Dortmund and it wasn't maybe not as competitive as a lot of people feel obviously the Premier League would be. For me, it's more important that Jadon Sancho gets back to being the player that he was and proves he wasn't a flop. Then he can go not wherever he wants, but he can kind of make his own choice as to where he goes. So whether he gets transferred out of Manchester United or
right. So it's essentially an opportunity for Manchester United to raise his value to therefore move him.
Yeah,
like that. That's the benefit for them. Look, that could be a proper strategy. Maybe,
or he just got to get his groove back. He just got to find his old self.
I think he just needs to be there. Be at Dortmund, have a good time, and there's a strong possibility that Erik ten Hag is not even at the club when he comes back.
That's what I'm saying.
Just wait it out, dog.
But now he's got this thing. He stood his ground. He stood on business.
He did.
But now you got to prove it right.
It could look really bad if he doesn't play well. Bad.
He can't now start showing up late.
Yeah,
or whatever the issues were at Manchester United. Word is he was a lazy trainer.
Yeah,
and he would show up late.
Yeah, this video is interesting. This is Borussia Dortmund posted this, and I think it's interesting the choice of words.
Yes, we're back.
So one of the medical trainers when he's on the bike, it's coming up in just a second, but we're watching him. He's looking at the locker rooms. Where am I going to be sitting and blah blah blah. But the last sentence, which is coming up in just a second.
Latest medical check ever. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Right there, latest medical check ever. And then so initially I'm like, does he mean because it's late in the transfer window?
Well, they did. No, I think they went to the clock and it was 23:41.
Oh, okay. So he basically. So initially I took it as like, yo, is Jadon getting late to his medical? Like, I know. Bro, what is going on?
Wait, hold on. Might have. They might have said like, yo, just get here anytime today. And he's like, I'll get there right before midnight. It could have been. So you might be right still.
I'm like, there's no way. You can't be late on the first day, dog.
Damn, yo.
So I'm like, but that's how anxious I am about this whole situation. I'm just like, yo, bro, just like, you can't be screwing up right now. And that particular post, I'm like, is when he says, I'm sorry, guys. It's obviously very cheeky and he's just kind of joking around. But I'm like, what happened? Why is he apologizing at all?
It could be. It could be that he just showed up later and they had to go back.
Okay. That's why these tattooed millionaires shouldn't be, but whatever.
Tell them, bro. Okay. Just dribble the ball.
Okay. Thank you for joining me on the Jason Whitlock Hour.
Fedora comes down and lands on your head.
All right. Everybody gumbo. We all hate Stephen A. Smith, right? We don't like him? Anyway.
I will say this. I think Erik ten Hag had to do what he did. If you're going to tell someone, it's similar to what we saw in Toronto.
Yeah.
Hey, man, don't vape. No, I'm going to keep vaping. You got to stand your ground.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe come on the show and talk about it. I think if you're going to be Erik Ten Hag and you're going to say everyone's held to the same standard, you can't be, I'm going to chastise you for the way you're training. I'm going to chastise you for being late or whatever the transgressions were. You got to stand you got to stand your ground on this. But then also if you're him, he did the right thing.
It's difficult. Yeah, I agree. It's difficult as a club and as like executives when you're like, in 2021, you're like, should we spend $100 million on bringing this young man to the club? And then it's like, then 2 years later, the coach is like, oh yeah, I don't care about that $100 million you just spent on bringing that
guy you brought in, he's not nice to me.
Okay,
So-
he's not giving me the right vibes. Okay, so
he's kind of making me look like a jerk in front of the other guys.
so what's more valuable, those $100 million or like ETH's feelings?
Or your boy.
Okay, because my feelings are a little bit hurt. So it's a thing where you have to side with the manager, right? They're leading the club and they are the captain of the ship. So there's a lot of trust in Erik Ten Hag to feel like, yes, we know the investment we made in Jadon Sancho, but we trust that you have a better vision and direction.
Is there a lot of trust though? Like you say that, but like we hear rumors all the time about, is ETH gonna last the rest of the season? Is it gonna make it the next? It seems like the fans definitely don't trust.
Maybe
him.
trust is the wrong word, but he certainly has leverage in this because Jadon hasn't been lights out.
Yeah.
He hasn't played when given the opportunity like a 73 million pound player,
Right?
Which is what he was purchased for. So I kind of think they're like, all right, Erik, I mean, this guy's not working out anyway. You could maybe try a different tact with him, be a little bit harder. I think back to Pep Guardiola told a story about how Cruyff obviously was at the club when he was playing there, and they would stick around after training and they'd, talk about football for hours and hours and hours. Eventually, Pep gets the job to coach Barca B, which is what he wanted. They wanted him to be in the youth system, and he said no, he wanted to coach Barca B, which at the time was in the 4th division, like stunk. But I think Pedro was there, Busquets was there, and he went to Cruyff, who again at the time a god running the club.
Yeah,
he went to Cruyff and said, I have an issue, and I need your help. I have 2 players; they're my star players, but they're not listening to me, and I don't know what to do. I don't think I've won them over. I need them because they're important. Right? They're important for our success. They're our 2 best players, but I can't get them to fall in line. I can't get them to listen to me, and it's affecting the way I am with the rest of the club. What would you do? And Cruyff was like, get rid of them. Get rid of them immediately. Because it doesn't matter if they're your best players. If they're not listening to you, they completely, the whole club will collapse because of it. Your whole squad will collapse because of it. And I'm paraphrasing what he said. I'm sure it was with an accent and everything. But to me, it brings a good point. Like, I get why Erik Ten Hag did what he did. I get why he's chastised players in the past. I get why other coaches have sectioned off players if they felt they weren't doing their thing. But you could look at Jadon Sancho and go, this kid got skill. There's some real talent there, no?
Yeah, I mean, but look, just like you mentioned that Jadon Sancho has to go to Germany and ball out and really impress. The same pressure is on Erik Ten Hag. His team has to get good results. And
it's not like, all right, Jadon's gone. Now we're really good. Now we ball.
Yeah, I mean, look, and if people don't remember the specifics about like what the falling out was between Erik Ten Hag and Jadon Sancho, it was essentially Erik Ten Hag criticized Jadon Sancho publicly and just said like it was either about like why he didn't play, about not he said injury, and then they were like, well, and then Jadon Sancho was like, I ain't injured, and then it was like, oh, he doesn't train well, and then he's like, I train fine, like whatever. It was essentially Jadon Sancho calling his manager a liar, and
he put up a post, did he not?
Yeah, I don't remember the exact one, but it was basically that, like, don't speak on my name, type of post, and that was it. And they had asked Sancho to apologize. He's like, I ain't apologizing. I didn't do anything wrong. And boom, and this is where we
now he's eating with the U18 and training by himself.
right. So that's how all of this started. So there's clearly a lot of pressure, and I do think there's a lot of trust on Erik Ten Hag, because I don't think the noise about him getting sacked has been that loud, especially from you haven't heard any higher ups mention anything.
No, Scott McTominay came out a couple weeks ago and said we're all behind the coach.
Yeah.
The players love him. The fans seem
the fans.
The fans
I think.
seem, obviously there's always going to be different groups of fans, right? But for overall, what I've seen, at least from the fans that I know and love and respect, it seems like there's some patience. It's starting to wear thin, but there's still patience around the manager. I think the understanding is that the club itself has failed. You know, speaking of Pep Guardiola, there was a time where he was talking to Sir Alex Ferguson, and they were having a conversation about the game, the Champions League final in Rome. And he said something like Manchester United is important in football because they are like the pinnacle, or they give football something like the dignity, not just in the way they play, but as an organization.
Yeah.
They are like the dignity that the sport deserves, that football deserves, is like a Manchester United. I'm like, not anymore, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, think about, that's not that long ago.
Dude, every empire crumbles. I mean,
Yeah,
they don't last forever.
Sure, but still, I mean, to be like the most dignified, the dignity that the sport deserves of a dumpster fire right now.
Yeah.
It's such a fall from grace. And I've said this on the morning show, I'll say it again. It feels like football needs Manchester United to be good in order for it to feel right. You know what I mean? Like it's
like the Yankees being bad. It like hurts almost the rest of Major League Baseball.
It's such an important club in the to see it be like this is just a shame.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Yeah.
Do you guys think he's going to succeed?
You mean Jadon Sancho?
Yes.
I
guess I could ask about Erik ten Hag too. Do you think?
Yeah. Look, I think the
Let's start with Sancho. Sancho, how's he do at Dortmund in this loan?
So it's interesting because I think to me the measure of success for Borussia Dortmund is they have to win a trophy with Jadon Sancho there. I assume that's why they are bringing him in. They got very close to winning the Meisterschal last year. And
Gesundheit.
so they could have won the league, and they obviously messed. They fell apart on the last day of the season. And so I think that is the standard for success. They are paying. I believe they are paying either all or some of his salary for these 6 months. It's a big expense. I think he makes something like £350,000 a week. So
Jeez.
it's no joke. It's a real investment. So that's, to me, that is can they do it? It's almost like basically the bigger question is like, can Jadon Sancho help Borussia Dortmund win a trophy this season in these next 6 months? I think he can, but that will be the measure of success to me for them.
I think they're out of the DFB Pokal. Yeah, they got beaten by Stuttgart. So all they have left is Bundesliga, where they're in 5th, out of a Champions League position. And all they have left is Champions League, which somehow magically they got out top of the group.
Right.
They let everybody else beat themselves up.
They literally look amazing in Champions League, but in Bundesliga, they can't figure anything out.
But they're going up against PSV next, which they may be able to get past. That's their next competition in Champions League. But in order for them, they'd have to find a way to be better than Bayer Leverkusen, who have yet to lose a game.
Yeah.
Still.
I don't think they're winning.
No,
Bundesliga-
they're not winning Bundesliga.
They're on 27 points, and it's
a goal
highly
differential
unlikely.
of 5. Bayer Leverkusen's got 42 points and a goal differential of 34.
So maybe-
Buddy, it ain't happening.
So look, Bundesliga is clearly you just qualify for Champions League. That seems to be the.
So you said they got to win a trophy. They only have one other opportunity, and that's winning Champions
Let's
League.
go. They can do it.
So, I don't think I-
look pretty good in Champions League. Though. I'm not even exaggerating.
But still, so does City. So, you know what I mean? I look, that's not going to happen. I think in order for Jadon Sancho to be considered successful, he's got to go and he's got to establish himself as a week in, week out starter, a team sheet regular, in pen, not pencil, regular. If he does that, and I want to see, I don't know if he'll be able to get to double-digit assists, all competitions, but if he gets to from this point forward, if he can get 8 goals, if he can get 15 goal contributions before the end of the season, I'll say, yo, my G's back. And then he deserves a shot next season somewhere. I don't think it's going to be United, though.
Okay.
And Erik ten Hag, he'll be back in he'll be in Eredivisie or he'll be somewhere else.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, for sure. Next topic. Carabao Cup, guys. Not sure if you saw. I don't really want to talk about it, but Chelsea lost to Middlesbrough.
Why wouldn't you want to talk about
Why
that?
would you want to
I don't know. I can't really talk.
So Miguelito, hardcore
Yeah,
Chelsea
hardcore
fan.
Chelsea fan. I was crying through most of the match. It was fine. But Chelsea lost to Middlesbrough, and then Liverpool beat Fulham 2-1 yesterday. Who do you guys think is making it to the final after the second legs?
I want to give a shout out to Fulham though. Did you get a chance to watch this game?
I did not see this game.
Because the first 20 minutes, Fulham were
They
balling
dominated.
first
They
20 minutes, bro. Fulham were balling, and this is the most uncomfortable or most difficult part of watching Fulham is sometimes they're like the 4-0 winning Fulham, and sometimes they're the 3-1 losing Fulham. And you're like, which one's going to show up? There's not a lot of consistency. You know they're not that deep, and that's one of the biggest issues. Pereira was incredible. Jimenez was incredible. But when you look at Liverpool, here's the big thing. If you look at Liverpool coming back after obviously Willian scores the first, they scored in the 68th and the 71st minute. If you look at where the substitutions came, they came from like the 55th minute on. Bro, impact subs, bro. Subs that make an impact. Like when I opened my lunch in high school, it's subs that make an impact.
Okay. Damn, bro.
Got him.
Everybody just watching Alexis like, damn, look who he brought in.
Bro, that's a red card, dog. Curtis Jones, man, I got to give Charlie Davies his flowers because he's been talking about Curtis Jones. I was like, yo, bro, stop talking about Curtis Jones. And now he's linked with Arsenal. I'm like, yo, tell me more about Curtis Jones, man. I'm like, this kid's a beast, no? But what an absolutely balling game. One of the coolest things was after the game, Curtis Jones was asked about, I don't know if he scored the winner, but he was very influential. He scored a goal, but I don't know if it was
the tying goal.
Oh, he scored the equalizer. Okay, so he was being asked about it and his play as of late. He goes, yeah, I think I have a lot more to go, blah, blah, blah. The only thing I need now is just more minutes. And then I think I could really show the next level. The next interview was Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen shows up laughing. He's like, hey, I just heard Curtis Jones say now he needs more minutes. He goes, hey, I'm sorry. He goes, I think you maybe deserve more minutes. He's like, but that's funny that he was willing to say that. To say that knowing your boss is behind you is kind of, I like this kid, man.
And look, before you even mentioned the thing about minutes, like what I was prepping in my head to reply is like, he doesn't get minutes. Like he doesn't play. He rarely gets a lot of Premier League minutes.
But they're so deep.
Yeah.
How are you going to get minutes on the squad? I mean, look, he's earned it.
But it's interesting because Liverpool had a lot of midfielders that left the previous season. And so I would imagine that Curtis Jones at the end of last season was like, oh, yo, all these midfielders are leaving.
It's my time.
It's my time, bro.
Right.
And then all these other dudes come in and he's like, hey, whoa, it's my time. What are you talking about?
Why am I sharing my time, dog?
It's not a Soboslai time. It's my time.
Mac Allister? Nah, bro. Maybe
Why don't you speak English, McAllister?
Well, we should have left you home alone, McAllister.
Bro, you can't be speaking Spanish with a name like that.
Why don't you go asado with Mr. 7 Z's in his last name? He's Hungary from what I heard. I don't even know if he's Hungarian. But it's a good bit. Asado.
No, you got to go with it. You got to go with it.
Yeah, that's it. But you Hungarian now, bro.
Okay, I'll ride with you, bro.
Thank you, my G.
He is Hungarian.
Yeah, here we
Let's
go.
go.
The bit works, bro.
The bit worked accidentally.
That's right.
We still do
or,
it.
Regardless of my naivety, bro, or my ignorance. Dude, I mean, to me, bro, they don't have Salah. They don't have Trent Alexander-Arnold. They got Nunez shooting in the wrong direction. They are, even with all those, I mean,
they are very, very
they're
strong.
so good.
Well,
And-
did you see Jurgen Klopp when they were asking him about how he thinks the players that are at AFCON? I think specifically Salah, like what he expects from them at AFCON. He's like, well, I hope they get kicked out in the group stage. It's just praying for your players' downfall. So you can have them back on your squad. It's just I respect the pettiness, bro.
Yeah, man. Insert, what's his name? DJ Khaled going, nah, it makes me sad that they didn't believe in us.
Okay.
Damn.
Allah did.
Which is what DJ Khaled should be saying if we're going to be honest. Don't be scared.
Let's go, DJ. So the game, Liverpool Fulham. Also,
I think Liverpool is going to win the return.
It is uncomfortable that the EFL Cup, the Carabao Cup semifinal is 2 games. I'm like, what are we?
Well, not next season. It's not going to be.
I'm actually really glad it's 2 games.
Yeah. He's like, no, we need to.
problem.
I gotta have a shot here. I'm a Chelsea fan.
I'm like, what are we doing, bro? Like, I get we need to sell some tickets, but come on, bro.
It's not just that. I think this is going to be huge for teams like, smaller clubs like Middlesbrough to get that. It's smaller. They're in the championship and they're doing pretty well. I think they're in 3rd. But if for those in the lower leagues, maybe that's not as big a drop. But if the club was like, say, in League 1 or League 2, getting that return is huge.
Of course. I get that.
They're talking about having it be single leg and having the semifinals played in Villa Park, which you'd assume would be 50-50.
Why Villa Park though?
And I think it's like traditionally that's the stadium.
That's like the Wembley of the region.
It's the pre-Wembley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you do good here, it's the foreplay. And then Wembley is,
Wembley is
you
like
earned it.
You're meeting our parents.
Yeah. Your finger game was strong. Now you get to do the whole thing.
Okay. Anyway, yes, the other game, Middlesbrough against Chelsea.
Every time we talk about Chelsea, I think it can't get worse, and then we lose to Middlesbrough.
It's just a wild. I mean, look, it's overall it's been bad for Chelsea.
It's been inconsistent.
That's the most frustrating
That's
part.
the frustrating
But
part.
bad-
There's been 3 times this season where we're like, they're back.
They got it.
Or they figured it out. And no, they haven't. Yet again.
They've learned each other's names on the pitch.
Baby steps, baby.
Yeah. They've stopped calling Enzo Julian. And that's a big step forward.
No, so they lose in the first leg, 1-0. There was a goal. What was the kid's first name?
Hayden
Hackney.
Bro, think about that, bro. You're 21 years old, right? Chris Wilder didn't believe in you.
Mm-hmm.
And then who's your new coach? Oh, I don't know. Probably the midfielder you looked up to. Right?
Michael Carrick.
Michael Carrick shows up and you're like, well, damn, I might learn a little something.
Uh-huh.
And look at this kid. He's a beast,
He
bro.
scored. He scored the sole goal.
He scored the goal, but also his runs were incredible.
Yeah.
His ability to advance the ball, his ability to pass the ball, get into good spaces, find open spaces, make himself available for crosses and passes. Absolutely. I mean, yeah. You play for Michael Carrick in training. If he says do XYZ, you gonna do XYZ.
And Carrick was the former interim manager at Manchester United. So I think that he was kind of frustrated leaving that job. I think he really wanted that opportunity.
I don't think they believed, but
they didn't believe in us.
Bro,
okay?
Again, Allah did.
Imagine Carrick saying that. I would love it.
We're like, damn, somebody wants to go to the Saudi Pro League. I bet you right now, what's his name? Jordan Henderson is saying that.
we got to mention that as well.
But whatchamacallit, for Michael Carrick, there was talk after this game that some Chelsea fans were like, fire Pochettino and hire him. That's not how this works. If you want to win, you don't get to walk to the other dugout and be their coach now.
Yeah, there's a
it's like racing for pink slips. You know? All right, this is your car now, dude.
Chelsea, they had plenty of opportunities to at least tie the game or definitely win the game. Cole Palmer.
Bro, how much money did he put on Middlesbrough?
He should
absolutely.
He has St. Kitts, isn't his grandfather from St.
Kitts and Nevis.
Okay, my man. It's a.
I know this thing say kids, but what's Wagwan? Which
he has some poor misses. 2 really good.
The one
over the bar.
There was no one in front of him.
They were bad misses. I got to be honest. I was willing to give Cole Palmer a pass just because this was his first really bad game for the team. The 2 misses again, obviously hard.
Because he's their best player, in my opinion.
Far, this season, he's.
I would go far as to say he's probably one of their good players, one of their only good players.
I mean, that's
at least in good form. He's in their best form.
That's where I disagree, because I think Chelsea individually are all really good players. I think it's a matter of finding the right chemistry between these guys and finding the right lineup. Because
who from this squad? We're looking at Chelsea's lineup from this match.
Yeah.
Who from this squad would you say has had a good season?
Well, it depends if they're playing in the right position.
No. I didn't ask that. Who do you think from this squad has had a good season?
Cole Palmer.
Okay, that's the one we all agree on.
Yeah.
I mean, Georgi Petrovic has only played like 3 or 4 games, but before this, he was
pretty good up
very
until this
good.
match. Not his fault, I don't think, because you look at that back line. Would you say Thiago Silva's had a good season?
No, he's not
No?
a good season.
No.
Would you say Caicedo's had a good season?
Terrible.
Absolutely terrible.
Terrible
In fact, Klopp said, looks like we dodged a bullet, something to that effect.
Enzo does not look.
I
really
mean,
like
Enzo looks like
Enzo, I don't even know.
you know, Enzo looks like his agent's like,
if you
yo,
put-
shh,
Look,
no
if-
one say anything. We got an offer from friends.
If you put 10 other Argentinian guys around Enzo Fernandez, and he's
Maybe.
gonna look pretty great.
And you put him on the bench, maybe. Conor Gallagher, has he had a good season?
He's been all right.
He's been all right.
Better than most, but
He's
not
been
good.
all right.
Yeah.
Raheem Sterling? No.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Levi Colwell? No.
No.
What are we
Disasi,
talking about here?
no. Yeah.
Not malo gusto, porque no me gusta.
Malo Gusto has actually
Malo
been
Gusto
pretty
has
good.
been probably one of the brighter.
He has been pretty good.
Come on,
considering-
he's had ups and downs.
He
No,
has, but also,
everyone had. You can
he
say that
has.
about everybody.
I don't think he's lived up to the price
no,
tag.
definitely not. But
It's really
Cole Palmer, and that's it.
the biggest issues to me with Chelsea are just up front. The people that they brought in to score goals have not really done that. Why are they not? Look, even in this game, you're seeing Cole Palmer play at the 9 as a striker. Like, bro, you have Nicholas Jackson.
he's at AFCON, so he's gone.
Okay.
Armando Broja was the one that everyone was really upset didn't start as the 9 in this game.
Got it. See, but it just
Where did he come from? Southampton?
I mean, he was our player. He went on loan to Southampton.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
came
yeah,
back.
right. That's
So,
that's right.
But in general, this season, that's what I'm saying. Nicholas Jackson hasn't. Look, they just the people they thought would produce have not. So that seems to be the
There's
biggest.
good news. You get Lukaku back. And I've heard he really likes being there.
Maybe he might be play well under Pochettino. Who knows? He hasn't,
Maybe.
he hasn't gotten a chance.
Bro, is Pochettino even going to be here next season?
But this is how could this be the
This is the
story?
way. This-
It's Chelsea, though. That's
This is
the
the-
history.
exactly.
They
This
say
is the way.
Chelsea has no history. The history is every manager gets fired after a year and a half. You get 18 months on his job, bro.
It's a joke.
You get to live in a nice part of London. You get your money up, and that's it.
But it shouldn't be this bad. Even when have you seen that video of Mourinho being asked about sort of either memories about notable memories about clubs that he's played for, and then he goes through the list and he's just like the worst club ever that made no sense to me was Tottenham. There's a clear even in that hierarchy of or his list of top clubs that I've represented. The Chelsea's not at the bottom.
It was so different under
Hold on.
Abramovich,
Do
though.
you remember that Chelsea squad? Bro, what was it? Drogba.
Essien.
Was Makalele there?
I think it was
Who was-
Essien. By that point,
Essien.
Makelele was there. John Obi Mikel, John Terry.
John Terry, Lampard. I mean,
Carvalho.
we're talking about
Petr Cech.
Petr Cech in
Legends.
goal. We're talking about a best 11, pretty
Right,
much.
right.
He had at his disposal.
But
it wasn't this.
but that's you can even having great players on your team, it can still be a difficult
Yeah. But
task.
that's also when he was, I think, at his peak coaching.
Yeah.
Some would say that was when he was at Porto, but I think or Real, but I think when he was at Chelsea, he was still within that realm of a god as a manager, and he had a full squad. Yeah, you're gonna have a great time. Of course.
I just want to make sure I mention this because you mentioned the thing about Jordan Henderson. The shout out to Football Rambo. I don't know if you saw the clip of them talking about it. Apparently, Jordan Henderson, if you're not aware, he wants to come back to the Premier League.
He's
wants
gonna
to
lose £7 million if he does that. He's got to pay taxes if he's not in Saudi for 2 years.
Right, so that is the reports, and a lot of the reports are about a lot of the players that are in the Saudi Pro League are not happy. Their wives are not happy about living in those countries and how they may be treated. Those are the rumors I'm hearing. But Jordan Henderson in particular got a lot of scrutiny for going to the Saudi Pro League, accepting a lot of money, especially with he's done a lot of support for LGBT rights and things like that.
Right.
And obviously going to Saudi Pro League, people saw it as very hypocritical of him to do that, given the laws and stuff over there. But now he wants to come back. So shout out to Football Round because he made I forgot who it was that made a really great joke about that. He wants to come back to England to fix things, get things right over here. Basically to fix Brexit and you know what I mean?
So funny.
A lot of the reasons he was saying he was going to go to the Saudi Pro League. But it's a fascinating thing because because not only are we hearing it with Jordan Henderson, we're also hearing it with Karim Benzema that he might
Firmino.
And Firmino, but we're hearing that there might be interest from Real Madrid for Karim Benzema, also LAFC. I've heard that club tossed around as well. And so it's the Saudi project. Is it over? Are we done?
It's not going as smoothly as I think they would have hoped.
Because people ain't going to games. That's been one of the complaints from the
Jordan
players.
Henderson was like, it's hard. Well, they said that he feels it's hard. It's not a quote.
Yeah.
But, he's playing in front of like 700, 3,500 people. It's not great.
Not great.
You can't just buy your way into being one of the top leagues. That's not the way it works.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to build that culture. MLS is finding how difficult it is. And right now people are screaming because I did not call MLS one of the top leagues, but they're finding how difficult it is to build that culture from the bottom up. It's not easy.
Yeah. So it's
Also,
funny.
British people don't travel well, bro. It's like bringing raw eggs on a plane. They can't handle it. They're very pale.
That's mostly it. They're upset that there's so much sun in the Middle East.
It's like bringing a carton of eggs in your carry-on, dude.
It's ironic because everybody, the marketing, the PR was really spectacular last summer. I was like, oh, Saudi Pro League is going to compete with MLS and blah, blah, blah. And like,
ironically, this makes Cristiano Ronaldo look even better, that he's like thriving in this while everyone's complaining.
My man is just scoring buckets out there.
He's like, other people take penalties. He's like, buddy, I scored 15 goals this game. Get out there. Get out there and see for yourself.
I wonder, what effect. Look, it feels like the Saudi Pro League is a tool to, they call it sports washing or whatever, but just to try to heal the image of the countries in that region, and then therefore they get the World Cup, which Saudi Arabia was awarded the World Cup.
They're trying to get the World Cup in 2034?
No, they got it. They got it.
Oh, that's right. They did get it.
Yeah. It was just whatever. They just.
No, sure.
Yeah, you got it. But I think it's all part of it because it seems interesting that the Saudi Pro League gets all this publicity. All the big players go. Everybody's like, this is the future of football, and they get the World Cup, and then all the players are like, I want to go. I don't like to play anymore.
Yeah.
I
Do I still have to
fun.
be here? Okay. Did you hear DC United is doing their preseason in Saudi Arabia?
Oh
I
my
did
God,
not.
not hear that.
How crazy is that?
That's crazy.
I actually just Googled it to make sure that it's already out, and I didn't have information. But yeah, it's been already reported. But how wild is that?
And bro, go get paid where you gotta get paid, man. I don't know. There's no.
Hey, listen.
No
you got your
honor.
money, yeah.
We're not going to ask any questions.
Bro, get your money up.
Yeah.
I hope the whole staff can go.
All right.
Got a little
If you get what I'm
serious there.
saying.
What's up next?
We got a little serious there. We can keep going a little serious. There were some interesting hires over the past few days in MLS and NWSL. Pierre Soubrier, am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes.
Was hired by Gotham FC. Notably, he's Crystal Dunn's husband,
Right.
and has kind of a controversial past. When he was, what team was he at?
He was at Thorns, and so
Thorns.
he was an athletic trainer, and he got in trouble and got suspended for giving. Basically, I believe it was codeine, but just giving prescription drugs to players and without consent, and that's a very big issue and in the medical community.
Yeah,
so we know
and
that.
speaking of Portland Thorns, Gavin Wilkinson, the former general manager, if I'm not mistaken, is now at Sporting Kansas City.
Correct.
In a similar role. So
And he was named in the Sally Yates report.
Yep.
I guess the big question is, should we
victim
have...
blamed.
Go for it.
No, I was just going to say, should we have people like this back in the game? I feel like these controversies it's just too much. It's too much.
Yeah, so the first one, obviously, Crystal Dunn's husband, which is, I guess it's similar to the Simone Biles husband scenario, right? So, just like a lot of people may not know his name, but he's Pierre Soubrier. He was an athletic trainer, and he's going to be working with Gotham. Gotham did put out a statement saying that he's going to be working as a consultant to effectively work on their youth strategy and pipeline into, whatever.
Kind of sounds like a no-show, doesn't it?
Consultancy
Yeah,
is
yeah.
also, we all know.
As soon as you say a consultant assistant to the,
Listen to the regional
Yeah,
manager.
you're like, yeah. Well, I ain't got to show up, right? I work from home mostly. It's a real WFH.
So look, I mean, let's keep it a buck, all right?
Uh-huh.
When it comes, it's Crystal Dunn, one of the most decorated U.S. women's national team players, NWSL veteran, one of the greatest players to ever play the game. And this is her husband. And they got a family. I'm sure part of the
They're moving across the country.
I'm sure part of the conversation was like,
You guys
All right.
got any other openings?
husband, I need
You need a guy named Pierre by any chance?
gotta give him something to do, okay?
Right? I just can't have him be home.
I'm sure I believe he either was a trainer or player in France. He has like experience in the game, I'm sure.
But the team has come out and said he's not going to be really dealing with the first team. He's not even going to be dealing with the kids.
Exactly.
He's more of a front office,
Yeah,
like administrative position.
Exactly. So, it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be working directly with any players or youth players,
Right.
and definitely, I would imagine there's no scenario where he, similar to what happened with the Thorns. And he was suspended. He served a year suspension, which is why he's able to work in the league again. I think it's an important conversation to have because it is about asking the question like, should he be allowed back in the game? And it's one of those things where he did serve his suspension.
He paid his debt, if you will.
He paid his debt, and how long should he be away from the game? He was given a year. That's a year's pay. It's obviously very he did something wrong. I'm not the one to judge of like how long we should be mad at him per se, but he did serve his suspension, and so that's kind of where we are. And then it's a complicated thing because it's also Crystal Dunn. We love Crystal Dunn.
You gotta give her whatever she wants. If she wants to play the flute at halftime, you let her play the flute at halftime.
We love Crystal Dunn, and we have to balance with the thing of like, her husband did something that wasn't cool.
Right? Whatever. He was serving up that Waukesha. I don't care.
Double cup.
Okay. Moneybag Yo is a big fan of Pierre. Whatever. Maybe you do an international trip and he took the walk to Poland, with Lil Yachty. Whatever. It's not us.
We're not here to judge.
We don't care.
He served his suspension.
Right?
And the lean.
Right? Yeah.
So
he puts out an album called Dirty Sprite. It's whatever he wants to do.
So,
It's all flutes.
The main thing is we want to see Crystal Dunn in a Gotham shirt.
Whatever puts Crystal Dunn in a Gotham shirt, I'm cool with it.
You gonna tell her no? You tell her no.
Yeah, you go. How dare you? And I hope you're wearing shin pads.
So okay, and then the other one, Gavin Wilkinson, which
Not as funny.
Not as funny.
It's not as
much
funny a
more serious.
situation.
And if you don't know of some of the details, obviously the Sally Yates report, everything that happened with the Thorns,
it was pretty damning.
Merritt Paulson, Gavin Wilkins was also involved, and obviously the players, Mana Shim and Sinead Farley, and the coercion, the
some
sexual
allegations
abuse,
that he victim blamed and said it was their fault.
Right.
Some of that stuff is a little hard to deal with. Even him saying that he would hire him back in a minute. Or put him in a bad position, I believe is a quote.
He essentially defended Paul Riley often, and this was this is a tweet from Ryan T. Clark, who is a reporter for the Oregonian. He's currently covers the Oregon Ducks. But he previously was the beat reporter for the Thorns and the Timbers, and he had tweeted, quote, Gavin Wilkinson was fired by the Timbers after, one, failing to address alleged domestic violence by Timbers player Andy Polo, which we all remember that as well, and then allegedly blaming Mana Shim for putting former Thorns coach Paul Riley in, quote, in a bad position, end quote, and advocating on Riley's behalf. So it's a tough thing for Sporting Kansas City fans because a lot of them essentially saying like there wasn't anybody else. Like this was the guy. The complicated thing for like on the sporting side is that you would have to, and this is the only thing I can kind of justify, is that he's a good GM, right? He brought titles or at least one title to the Timbers. The team has generally been quite successful, getting to several MLS Cup finals. And so from, you omit the really, really awful thing that he's being accused of. And then it's like, oh, well, it all looks pretty good. And it looks like a good hire for Sporting Kansas City.
Here's my suggestion to Sporting Kansas City. When you're going to hire someone, just throw their name in Google. And now you don't have to hit enter. Just see what it auto-populates underneath what you just wrote. And then tell yourself if this is someone you want to be a part of your organization, you know?
Yeah, look, and it's a
difficult position because, yes, he's good at his job, but is that...
He also wasn't, like, criminally convicted of any particular thing.
He was just, what's the term? Callous?
Yeah. Callous.
You know what I mean? He was like not responsive in a way you would hope someone in authority would do. You know, he was also the one who wrote that scene in that movie. What was that movie Jennifer Lopez was in where she was the wife who gets back at her husband who was beating her? Enough?
And yeah, I think I remember. I saw the movie.
Do you remember the scene? He wrote the scene. Do you remember the scene where she has a black eye and she shows up to her mother-in-law's house, his mom, and pulls her glasses off and just shows her mother, and the mother grabbed her face and said, "Oh my God, what did you do?" He wrote that scene.
Wow, we went a long way.
In my head, it made sense.
That was a bit. That was a good bit.
Also, he's got good ideas. Like one of his ideas is he wants the team to preseason on Epstein's Island.
All right,
Relax,
take it easy. All right, all jokes. I'm gonna be the Pat McAfee here. We're just joking around, all alleged. We're only talking about what we've been reporting on. And so no, it's generally it's a bad look. I mean, look, and it's a thing. That I don't know, he got fired from the Timbers. I don't know when he was going to get another opportunity, and this is when it is. So it's I can understand Sporting Kansas City fans being upset. I can understand a lot of NWSL fans being upset as well. There must have been some sort of due diligence on Sporting Kansas City's part to really feel that he is now a either reformed individual, learned some sort of lesson.
Here's why I'm going to suggest that didn't happen, because behind closed doors, typically what happens if you're going to hire someone with a complicated past, your job is to, okay, we're going to hire you. Here's the PR machine now.
Yeah.
A couple of months before, you get an article about his rehabilitation or how he understands how he made mistakes and blah, blah, blah. And usually these things are done with enough lead time so that the person hiring you can show like, well, we saw what was done in the papers and we saw how he's responded and we know that he's trying to be a better person and we want to give this person a chance. And everyone can be like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, cool. None of that happened. They just came out and said like, no, we hired your boy.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think that wouldn't happen, and I probably won't ever happen because I think there's a risk for him to be, to have some like legal scrutiny if he does accept some culpability or responsibility.
There's a way to do it without
maybe. I'm just saying, like
becoming liable for it.
Yeah. I'm clearly the things that
you could simply say, though, I was uncomfortable with the way things ended in in Portland. I want the fans to know that I love them and that,
Right.
But there's a way to do this.
There
was none of that. This is the first time we heard dude's name since he got fired.
Yeah.
It's true.
So look, it's
and he's reporting directly to Peter Vermees.
Yeah. Right. He's a GM. So look, it's oh wait, no, is he going to be the GM or he's just hired to their front office? I don't know.
It said in the article that he's reporting directly to Peter Vermees.
So he's not. So I don't know the exact.
No, it says right there he will report to Peter Vermees in Tom Bogert's tweet.
Okay. So I could understand. The main thing is I could understand, fans being frustrated and upset. It's a big risk on Sporting Kansas City's part to hire him. So I've seen already a lot of tweets. Fans are quite upset. I don't know if it's to the
very upset.
It's to the degree where they could like prevent him, eventually continuing to work there. So
we got a voice note from one of the fans.
Oh my God!
So
That is that's absolutely perfect.
that was a direct reaction to him getting the job. It's actually convenient. It's a Sporting Kansas City fan.
Okay, so yeah, obviously we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see what happens. All right,
We're back with type 5.
Type 5. We gotta end with type 5. Let's go. This is gonna be the last segment for today.
Yeah, we got some good topics, some funny topics, some stuff going on. So everyone who doesn't know, 5 topics, 1 minute each. Going to put you guys on the clock. Going to have you react. Just some jokes to your best ability. All right.
Let's go.
First topic. The Ghanaian team showing up with their kentes to AFCON.
Oof.
There's no jokes here because it's all fire.
Bro, what jokes, bro? I might drown in all this drip, dog.
Where is my kente? That's what I'm asking.
Also, can I get the police uniform in a double XL, dude? This thing is fire.
This is like it's like almost like an army leopard print type of thing, bro. This is absolutely fire.
Give me mine in a baggie, and I'll take this, bro. It's a little too tight. But shouts to for Ghana. Look, and I think this is the jokes about like Jurgen Klopp. Like I hope they get knocked out early, and fans being upset that this takes place during the season, during the Premier League season or whatever league they're in. I get so frustrated with that because this is what it's about. It's about these players being able to go back home as heroes, as folks that are going out and spreading the good word of their country, showing the positivity that can happen in a country, whether it's Nigeria, Ghana, Ivory Coast, all these countries that are taking place, Guinea-Bissau, all of them, and can show their culture to the world.
It's okay.
Sorry.
All good.
Next one. Why is Eric Dyer going to Bayern Munich, guys?
This is a confusing one, bro.
What a dire situation. Am I right, everyone?
Eric, this is just one of those moves where you're just like, okay, who does he know over there?
I know, right? Damn, what photos you got?
Is this nepotism? Is somebody in the Dyer family work at Bayern?
Bro, he been calling Harry Kane and crying like, dog, you need to bring me with you, dog. Yo, this dude's Australian, bro. He making me run.
Dude, it's like Harry Kane's like, yo, look, my little brother wants to come along. I don't know. I can't want to tell him, no, my mom's going to be upset.
Yeah, guys, my mom's making me take my little brother with me.
This is
he'll hold the bottles at the club.
Fabrizio Romano tweeted.
You said
remorted?
You took Romano and reported and made it one.
Quite a bit on this show. I'm going very fast.
Well, here we Romano.
Bayern and Spurs are now exchanging signed documents for Eric Dyer permanent move. It's no money. It's just documents. They don't like that.
All right, next one. Somehow iShowSpeed met up with Ronaldo Rosario and got to hold his Ballon d'Or, dude. What is up with this kid?
This is pretty remarkable, man. iShowSpeed is he's cleared us, bro. We're done. We're like we're too old, bro. This is one of those things of like now I'm like, oh, how's this kid so fair? And it's like that. You know what? That's when I'm too old.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get what the kids are into.
You know what? We never met R9. I never held his golden ball, or his Ballon d'Or.
So very lucky of him. Look, we've had we've talked about iShowSpeed, and it's like, look, it's a genuine thing. I'm very happy for his success. It is really cool.
We want everybody to get their money up.
It's not for me.
Very clearly,
I don't get it. It's a lot of just being wild. It's also casually exposing your penis on the live stream.
Getting every child at a soccer game sitting behind us to yell "Suey" for 90 minutes.
So not for us, but amazing to see nonetheless.
All right, next one. Antonio Rudiger is twisting Alvaro Morata's nipple in the middle of the Spanish Super Cup. There's a video of it. It's pretty crazy.
Okay, I'm pretty sure we can't show this one because it's just game footage. But yeah, there is Rudiger giving Alvaro Morata a little purple nerve.
Little titty twist there.
Okay, we've all been in high school. I mean, we're looking at
the best part about this is Alvaro Morata is trying to talk to the ref, and Rudiger is big cheek to cheek smile here, and just out there twisting the nip.
To be fair, they are former teammates at Chelsea, so maybe they have some kind of relationship. But this was so.
This seems like you gotta be. If Christian did this to me, I'd swing at him. and we've been working weekly for it since 2015. You got to be really close to be able to do this.
But Rudiger has been known to like get under people's skin.
Yeah.
Now he's just trying to get under people's nipples.
Yeah,
That's all. Because he's like he bothers people. He gets people just a little bit annoyed.
The worst part about
their
this,
focus.
that he used the Nike logo. Like even the Nike logo, man, that's embroidered, dude. That hurts.
All right, last one for this one. You've seen the craze for these white women with their Stanley Cups. What is good with the Stanley Cups?
Have you seen? Oh wait, okay. It's not. We don't have. That wasn't one of the tweets you sent, right? But we'll get it and put it in post.
I know all about this because it took us weeks to find one for my niece.
Really? Okay, so it's good that we can get
part of the craze.
So the Stanley Cup, not the hockey cup.
But yo, I think we got the wrong one. I think we got like, those people who wear like Team Jordan. Or like your barber wears like the dad Jordans. You're like, that's not really a Jordan, but you don't know how to tell them. I think we might have got the wrong one.
I mean, we're watching a video of a bunch of crazy families, parents, kids attack an end cap in Target for the Stanley Cup. And
someone worked at GameStop end cap.
Oh, okay, everybody in retail.
Remember,
let's go.
I was gonna say kiosk. This is high level. This is consumerism. This is end game. This is the end of days capitalism.
For anybody listening, it's a cup. It's a cup. Let's not be crazy.
Can I tell you what I saw the other day? And I hate to sound like this, bro. I saw somebody carrying a cup and a Starbucks. Why you got both, dog?
Bro, there's a whole culture now of the cups. Have you heard of cup girlies?
Yes.
Cup girlies?
You know who started this? The Mormons in Salt Lake City. I swear.
It always goes back to the Mormons.
This is what happens when you can't have sex.
All right, everybody, tied 5.
Thank you so much. Oh, as always. Oh, wait, is this the one?
Hey, that's a tight 5, folks.
Shout out to Mark Norman. Thank you so much.
Opening for Seinfeld at Beacon Theater, I think.
Okay, well, Seinfeld being a little problematic nowadays. I don't know why.
Whatever. Hey, shouts to you, Mark.
Mark Norman's doing great. All right, let's wrap there, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We got on Monday, we got a really exciting episode because we're gonna be joined by Mark Wright, who is
huge.
A producer, journalist. He made a 30 for 30 about the Howard University.
But now this is the serialized podcast,
right? And there, Sports Explains the World is a podcast, a Meadowlark Media podcast, and we talk about the 1981 Howard University team that had their title stripped from them, and it's a great conversation. So
I believe it's in 3 parts, if I'm not mistaken.
3 parts. If you want to go check it out, Sports Explains the World. The name of the episodes are The Bison Project, parts 1, 2, and 3. If you want to listen before our interview with Mark on Monday,
it's really great.
Dude, do it. It is such a dope. It's 3 episodes. It's such a dope story. You need to know about it.
Exactly. So Mark Wright will be joining us on Monday, and as always, make sure you subscribe to the Cooligans podcast. Let your friends know about it if you got friends, okay? And if you don't have friends, just repeat to yourself in the mirror how much you love the Cooligans. I don't know what to tell you. Okay,
Scream it out the window.
Okay, we're trying to help you out.
Will listen, bro.
And you know what you do? Block the Stanley Cups and say you gotta download the Cooligans first.
Right. That's the entrance fee to get a Stanley Cup is press play on the Cooligans podcast.
You think the NHL social admin is like, well, we are booming on social media right now.
Fascinated.
I didn't even do nothing. Everyone's searching.
There was a great video. I wish I could find. There was a journalist or an announcer from I think Telemundo, Univision. I don't know which one, but she is doing a piece in like a school, and she's talking to all the kids, and like this is right before the holidays, and she asked the kids like, "¿Qué quieren para las Navidades?" Like, what do you want for Christmas? And the little girl goes, "I want a Stanley Cup." And she goes, "Oh, te gusta el hockey?" Right? She's like really happy.
Yeah, and she's like, "Hockey what?"
And then when she walked back to the video, she's like, "Hey, she didn't know hockey." This girl's a 7-year-old Guatemalan girl does not know anything about hockey.
No, but actually, that girl just got hired to play Dan Le Batard in the movie, which is really cool.
Really cool. You love to see.
I'm really excited about it.
The opportunities Latinos are getting.
We're finally getting our turn.
All right, so. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week, everybody. Peace. Wrong button.
It's the Cooligans, buddy.
Love you guys.